Hey, Ron, thanks for jumping on. I just got some quick questions for you.
Oh, no
Um,
problem.
how can my business owner clients pay less in taxes?
Well, there's the normal process of waiting to the end of the year and then just dumping everything in your CPA's lap is probably the least effective way to do it. I just popped up a breakdown of how I see the whole tax and accounting team. So it kind of goes from like bookkeeper that anyone could call themselves. They can watch a couple of YouTube videos and call themselves a bookkeeper. And then an accountant's got a 4-year degree, and they usually do more complex like balance sheets and cash flow statements and income statements. Then a CPA and an EA is an IRS enrolled agent. CPAs and EAs are really similar. And then all of that is trying to get to tax prep, which we all have to do. So you may have one or two different people, your clients may have one or two different people in this team. Where you see that big black line, everyone above that line tends to be very responsive. So as your clients, you and me, we run our businesses and we go do those things. It's we make decisions and then we do this reactive after the fact type of accounting. We look in history and go, oh, well, this is what Ron bought in the business last month. This is what Kyle did in the business 6 months ago, and deduct it there. Where most people make the fastest growing companies and the highest, most profitable companies have someone below that line in 5 through 9. It's the controller who's about reducing expenses, tax resolution if people are behind multiple years in taxes and trying to negotiate with the IRS, tax planner, tax resolution, and CFO. The tax planner and the CFO are highlighted because that's where I spend most of my time. Chief financial officer is responsible for all dollars inside the company, where they're coming or going, and then tax attorney.
Yeah, Ron, some of this stuff looks pretty advanced for startups. And at what point should you be getting a tax planner or a controller or a CFO? I mean, do I need to have a big business in order to do that, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. So at startup, you really don't need the CFO tax attorney process. You just need a good tax plan, just like you would have a business plan or you would have a financial plan about how you're going to invest. You would want to have a tax plan. How are we going to handle the revenues that your brand new business is going to come in? So at startup, it's very affordable, and you can get a tax plan just for a startup business for the first year or two to know that you're going to pay the least amount possible. That's legal, moral, ethical, and shares with you all those tax codes and strategies. So at startup, it would just be a tax planner, somewhere around 100 to 150 grand. You would probably want to upgrade that tax plan to something a little bit more comprehensive. And then somewhere around 150 plus, you would probably start to talk about a fractional CFO. So a CFO is, $300,000, $500,000 a year. Most businesses can't afford that kind of stuff. So a fractional one is, hey, I want a CFO, but I only want him to focus on this one area. So sometimes I'm hired to just roll out a brand new product for a company, or sometimes I'm hired to oversee the accounting and the bookkeeping team to make sure things get implemented properly so that they're in the books, right? Then the books lead to a natural, good tax return as well. So at startup, it's just be a tax plan with a good business plan is all you would really need. And a lot of times now you don't even need a bookkeeper because you can automate everything and link like your checking account to your QuickBooks account. And so most everything that happens in the bank account is going to move right over automatically over into QuickBooks. So you can kind of at startup, especially in businesses that don't have a lot of inventory or something like that, you can almost get by just with automation without having to hire someone. So that'll help keep it.
Yeah, that's pretty handy then.
Yeah.
Makes it pretty easy. So assuming that my clients want to hire your team, do they have to switch their CPAs or tax prep person?
Yeah, not really. I mean, if they can, if they want to, but my focus again is on the plan. And what's that old expression? If you're failing to plan, then you're planning to fail.
Yeah.
So you can keep your bookkeeper, your accountant, your CPA. Most of my clients, I don't know, it's probably 50-50. And we can implement the tax plan throughout the whole year and make sure everything gets in the books properly, gets documented. Everything with taxes is document. And then when it comes around to tax filing, they can keep their same tax prep person. They're
Okay.
the books.
Yeah. So what's the process of getting started with you? I mean, is it heavy and involved, or do I have to make an appointment with you, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's normally from this page. There should be a link probably down below to my calendar. You can just schedule a session. We can talk about uh, a strategy session about what's unique about your business or your industry, and we can share some strategies that might come to mind right away, like the 14-day home conference rule would be a good example. A lot of people don't realize that it's a law that you have some company meetings. You have meeting minutes and resolutions and amendments throughout the whole year. So if you're going to have those meetings, you can have them at your house, and that's deductible. It's a business expense to have that meeting at your house, and then it comes over completely tax exempt, as just one example. So we'll have that strategy session, just kind of talk through what you're already doing. If you're already doing a home office or you're already writing off your car, what else could you do? And we can kind of strategize that way from that appointment. And then from there, we analyze your tax return. Our team looks at it, looks for opportunities. We come back with a tax savings promise, which is unique. I've never seen another tax company do this, but we promise on a really conservative number how much of a difference we can make in reducing your taxes legally, morally, and ethically. And then also how long it'll take to get the tax plan done.
Okay. So, got included there. I mean, pretty holistic then. I mean, it seems pretty simple. Then how can my clients follow up with you and your team if they've got questions? And I mean, everybody's situation is different. So
Yeah. So we spend most of our time on this, like you see on the slide, this proactive or strategic type approach. So once they set an appointment, we'll look at their things, and kind of depending on where they are in the year, and this is how they can also tell. Some people ask, how can I tell if the person I'm using is proactive? So we are in May right now, and if they're still focused on 2019, they're a reactive type firm. We're in May, but we're looking at 2020, and we're planning for 2020 for all of our clients. So everything we do is more proactive and strategic. And it's not that either one of this above the line or below the line is better than the other. You need both. You need at least one person that's tactical, step by step and methodical, getting stuff done for you, and then also very strategic and planning some stuff out for you to make sure things get implemented and proactively done. So we can work with both of those. So we'll just schedule the appointment, go through the strategy session. From there, we'll look at your tax return and figure out how long it'll take to get a tax plan done. Some people, when you look at the tax plan, it has the whole strategy in simple layman's terms and a number specific to how much that strategy is going to save you in taxes. And then from there, at the bottom, we put all the IRS code, the revenue rulings, treasury rulings, any kind of court cases that we've been able to find to support that strategy. We give you all that stuff. So if your CPA or accountant has any questions, all they have to do is reference that. And so the tax plan can really be a standalone type product where someone could just take it and go implement it all on their own. Or if they want to hire us to help coordinate with their team, we're available to do that as well, but they don't have to.
Huh. That's just, yeah. So you can meet anybody, but any business where they're at, it sounds like. So just kind of to wrap this up, how are you staying on top of the whole COVID-19 thing? Or, I mean, or is that something off your radar?
Yeah, there was the whole CARES Act that got passed was $3 trillion, and they're talking about another 3 trillion as we speak. But there was a lot of tax credits that were involved in that act as well. And credits are better than deductions for those that may be listening to this and not quite know the difference. A deduction is equal to whatever tax bracket you're in. So you earn $1, you deduct $1, and then you're in a 30% bracket. So you've saved like 30 cents. A tax credit is you earn $1, you get a $1 tax credit, you've saved $1. And so there was 5 different areas or tax credits inside this COVID process. And sometimes those tax credits worked out better for people than actually like taking out some of that loan, the PPP money or the idle loan money, the 7A and the 7B loans that they were offering. Sometimes those credits are better and you didn't get the choice, but you had to take one or the other. So some people were in a hurry to go get that PPP money. When we did the math, we're like, well, look at all the credits you're going to lose if you don't take the PP, or if you do take the PP money, you're going to lose the credits. So yeah, if they've got credits, or if they got questions around some of that, what those credits are and how they apply for them, not all of them go away if you have taken some PPP money. And there's also some payroll tax deferral options in there as well that can be very advantageous. It's like a 2.5-year loan. There's also some 401k money that you can take out without penalty, which is highly unusual. I've never seen that one before in 20 plus years, 30 plus years of financial services. So there's all kinds of options in there. It's a huge, huge sweeping act.
Yeah.
Far-reaching consequences. So absolutely, we can help with that.
Awesome, Ron. Yeah, you've been able to help me in a number of different ways with tax planning and tax prep. And yeah, I just wanted to be able to forward the opportunity to the clients that I have. And so I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Absolutely. So but below there'll be the link for the appointment. And then we're also going to throw in another link that is some videos of some of the clients, probably 70 some odd clients that have worked with us in the last year, and what their experience has been. So you can always, your clients can go tune in and listen to some other clients. There's some written ones in there, but there's also a lot of videos in there as well with clients if they've got questions about what their experience might be like. So happy to have any conversation, open door policy here, and anything we can do to help.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron.
Oh, you bet.
Speak soon.
All right. Take care.